Students, good evening. We talked about reading in our last session and talked about purpose of reading. Reading, in fact, ultimately makes a man perfect. It is an input skill, or also known as a receptive skill, through which we learn and gain knowledge. Last time we talked about purpose of reading. The ultimate purpose of reading, of course, is to gain knowledge. Reading is the primary source of knowledge. In fact, books are the primary source of knowledge, and reading of books ultimately enhances knowledge for us. Let us talk about the writing skill now. Writing, as we talked about in the class also, is a productive skill and an output skill. Our writing, of course, depends on whatever we've learnt and whatever we have gained through the skill of reading or even listening. Writing first begins in class at the elementary level, when our teacher sometimes has to hold hand of children so as to develop their motor skills, so as to develop their eye-hand coordination. And in our context, since the students learn in Braille, script, the contact of eye or the concept of eye is not involved. Writing begins with formation of letters, and gradually formation of letter along with indentation, spacing in between words and in between lines and even in between letters also, leaving margins on both sides, and also the size of letters in ink print. Side by side, I should keep talking about Braille also. In Braille, it has to be done in a frame, so the formation of letters cannot be different. It has to be the same for everybody. Writing also involves punctuation, small letters and big letters, capitals. It also involves division of the article or the script into paragraphs, that is indentation. It also involves various other aspects which are cognitive in nature, like our thought process along with our eye-hand coordination. Writing depends on the flow of our thoughts, and this flow of our thoughts guides us to develop the writing task from the beginning to the end. And the writing task has to be perfect, or the quality of a writing task will certainly depend on our thought process as to how we are able to guide our thoughts in accordance with the topic under discussion. Writing involves a kind of synthesis of ideas leading to a logical conclusion. Writing involves synthesizing sentences, paragraphs, etc. into a larger piece of writing. That is why we begin with writing of words, then writing of sentences, writing of paragraphs, and ultimately writing of an article or an essay. We'll talk about the writing skill in detail in class when we meet later on, and this is only to provoke your thoughts and ideas at the initial level. Writing we've not covered so far in our class. This was only to encourage you to read further on your own also. And I'll once again remind all of you to select a task for reflection, select a piece of reading for reflection, and you must begin your assignment while you are at home and submit it when you return back. I would also like to know if you want some classes on Braille. Please let me know what changes do you require in the topics that we are discussing, and I'll accordingly prepare or present my lessons, next lessons, as and when I receive your feedback. Thank you very much. ये कितने मिनट का? So far, all my lessons have been for paper D17